This Pinecone Christmas Tree Craft is so fast and easy. Kids are going to love making it with you. We're going to start by painting our little stars that are going to go on top of our trees. I'm going to paint them yellow. I like working on top of a paper plate. Keeps my work surface clean and it's disposable. It's pretty cool. I'm going to paint the edges, then I'll paint the front. And after it's dry, I'll paint the back. While the stars are drying, I'm going to paint the snow onto our Christmas tree pine cones. I'm going to put white paint on my plate. Then I'm going to brush the paint down on each of these little sections, I don't know what to call them, like it's snowing and it's catching on the end of the limbs of the tree. Putting the paint on fairly thick. There, I think I got them all. And then while the paint is still wet, I want to use some glitter. And I have both this white, or it's iridescent glitter, and I have this red with some gold in it. It's a very old bottle that I have left over. And I'm going to use the red with the gold on this one. And just sprinkle it down to try to catch it in the wet paint. I should have moved my stars. They're going to have some paint. They're going to have some glitter in the paint. We'll set that one here to dry and go ahead and do the next one. This is a very fast craft. Doesn't take very many materials. Want to look like the snow is falling down on each limb. Okay, there we've got the white paint on there, and we're going to use this iridescent glitter. It's just kind of sparkly. I don't use glitter very often. I think it's so pretty. Got the last one done there. Let's add some glitter to it. They're so sparkly and pretty. Looks like the snow with the sunshine on it, glittering. So we're going to set these aside to dry. And we're going to cover these spools with some washi tape. The hard part is choosing which washi tape patterns to use. I think we'll do a red, a blue, and a green one. So I chose 3 heights of spools. These are spools that held thread, and I think they're going to work perfect as a stand for these pine cones, kind of like a trunk. So let's cover the big one with the blue washi tape. How's that? And the middle size one, let's do with the red. And the small one with the green. Okay, so we have our spools covered with washi tape, and we're going to put the pine cones on top with hot glue. Pine cones don't tend to be flat on the bottom, so we're going to have to put the glue on and then hold the pine cone in place so that it stays flat. So I put the glue directly on the bottom of the pine cone. I'm using the smallest pine cone to put on the smallest spool. Then I let it get a little bit sticky. Now I'm just going to hold it on here. Make sure it's kind of flat. Make sure that it's sitting straight up and down. All right, so that one's good. Let's do the middle-sized one. These pine cones are about the same size. I put the glue on the pine cone. I wait until it's a little bit sticky. Then I'm going to put it on here. Make sure it's sitting straight up and down. I have glitter all over the place. It's going to be all over my floor. And now the last one. I don't know if you can see that, but the bottoms are kind of crooked. Okay, I'm going to set that on top. So these are all cooled off and straight up and down. So we're going to go ahead and put the star on top. And I'm going to use the small star on the small one. So let's put a little bit of glue on the bottom of this. And then we're going to stick it onto the top of there. And I have to hold this on to make sure it stands straight up and down as it dries or as it cools off. And we're going to put the large star on this one. There's our star on the top of our tree. And I'm going to use a little yellow pom-pom on this one just for fun. Lastly, we're going to add some little decorations to our trees. I have some beads from another project that I'm just going to glue just a few on to make it look like ornaments. And since I have my hot glue out, I'm just going to use my hot glue gun. And I'm going to use these tweezers and just set this. That looks nice. So I'm just putting little globs of glue on a few branches and then laying the beads on top. They look like ornaments. Don't need too many. Pull these little glue pieces off in just a little bit. These little strings. Okay, so there's some red beads. And on this blue one, I have some blue beads. That's handy, huh? There, got some blue beads on to look like ornaments. What do you think? And on the last one, I have just a little bit of this little string of from an old necklace that look like lights. So I'm just going to put a few of them on here and maybe some beads too. Got a couple silver beads on here, just because. Okay, so I've got my blue, green, and red tree all decorated. This Pinecone Christmas Tree Craft is so fast and easy. Are you needing more great Christmas craft ideas? Come on over to welcometananas.com and join the fun.